So we can see from this purport the uh, importance of human life. Human human life is awarded to. It comes after 8,400,000 species. Uh, it says even in the civilized human life is very rare amongst the 400,000 species. So and the human beings have this high intelligence of discriminating between good and bad. Animals go by instinct, so they can't come to the point of self-realization. So so in the human form of life, we have this opportunity of becoming self-realized, and he says out of all the forms of life in the material world, the human form of life is very dear to Krishna. In the Bible, it says man is made in the image of God. So but the acharyas, they give a more deep understanding of this. They say that if someone endeavors to become a devotee of Krishna, he ends on the path of self-realization, he is considered living. All others are considered dead. And Prabhupada mentioned that in this morning's class. In this morning class, or on Monday the class was there. Prabhupada was talking about how people say God is dead, He doesn't exist. But then Prabhupada get the argument that, but the laws are there. If you can't deny the laws. Laws are there. Even if the king dies or government dies, there'll be a next king or next government. The laws will go on. So in the same way, Prabhupada gave the argument that people say God is dead, but actually they are dead. Because Krishna says, Mistyu cha aham, that I come as death personified. So in a human life, we have this higher intelligence to come to the path of becoming self-realized. And it says that Krishna comes in many ways to actually reclaim the fallen souls. It says there's 4 manifestations of the Lord which are direct in this world. He says Mahaprasad in Govinde, Nama Brahmane Vaishnave, Sapapatam Rajan, Vishwasana Vijayate. So the Mahaprasad, the deity form of the Lord, the holy name, and the Vaishnavas. So the Mahaprasad, the deity form of the Lord, the Vaishnavas, and the holy name. So these are 4 direct manifestations of the Lord which are present at all times in this world. So so Krishna is very eager to reclaim the lost souls in this world. And he comes in these 4 ways to actually give mercy to everyone. So even because Krishna consciousness is a science. So if we follow this science, we see the result will be definitely achieved. So we can see how Srila Prabhupada, being the founder Acharya of the Hare Krishna movement, and he set up things in such a way as to make his followers very strong in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada gave certain instructions how Krishna consciousness should be practiced. So if you follow those instructions, then you find the result is guaranteed to come. For example, Prabhupada said about his marriage ceremony, he said, a sannyasi should not discourage the marriage ceremony because it's there to help people to evolve to a higher platform eventually. But then, if you look at Prabhupada in his letters, Prabhupada specifies, he says, for those who are devotees, they can get married in front of the deities because their aim is to go back to Godhead. So from that point of view, they get special blessings. For those who are not devotees, they can have their own priest, and in this way they can get married in a hall. Because someone who's not practicing spiritual life, he's going to get involved in karma. And Prabhupada said one time that a devotee doesn't interfere in other people's karma. Unless you can help someone, you should not get involved in another person's karma. So we can see from this point of view how spiritual life is a science. It's not just it's a science how to go back to God in this lifetime. It's not some kind of religion which is part of the outside world. It's a deep science how to become self-realized, go back to Godhead. And Prabhupada gave the argument. He said, you can ask 3 questions to any religion. What is God's name? What is his telephone number? And what is his address? And they can't answer. But Prabhupada said, we got an answer. God's name is Krishna. His telephone number is Hare Krishna. His address is Goloka Vrindavan. So we can see if we strictly follow Prabhupada's teachings, then we'll see we'll be protected by a spiritual shield. You get protected by a spiritual shield. So Maya cannot affect you. Because we are living in Maya's kingdom. And in Maya's kingdom, ignorance is very strong. So unless we are alert of Krishna, Maya will affect us. Now, I'll give you a comparison between those who are, because Narottam Das Thakur, he said, one should avoid Jnanis, Thagis, Yogis and mixed devotees. Mixed devotees have their own agendas, how they want to approach Krishna. And but there's a difference between practicing mixed devotional service and pure devotional service. Mixed devotional service will take a long time to come to the line of pure devotional service. It takes many, many births. Prabhupada said in his lecture, he said, if you approach Krishna your way, it'll take many births. But if you approach the way how Krishna wants you to approach the line of the acharyas, in this life you can go back to Godhead. So this is a story from the Puranas by Purna Pragya Prabhu, he's a Prabhupada disciple. He's telling different stories from Puranas. So in this pastime of the previous history of Lord Krishna's principal queens from the Garuda Purana, interesting points given in this story, showing how a pure devotee sees things. A pure devotee's vision, he has no connection to the material world. He sees everything for Krishna's pleasure. And he avoids things which are not in the line of pleasing Krishna. So, Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, he makes an interesting point. He says, uh, if the whole world throws flowers on me, but Krishna is not pleased, what is my gain? But the whole world spits on me, but Krishna is pleased, that's my success. This is a high level of devotional service. Because the thing is, Krishna has given us independence, and he will not interfere with that because he wants our love. So, and the material world is made in such a way as to make us realize this is not our home. So, if we go by what devotees tell us and we surrender to Krishna, that's a sweet way of accepting Krishna's mercy. And everything work out nicely. And there was an example of that. I was reading this book. It's called Holy Prison by Chandramuli Swami. He used to do prison preaching. So there's one lady, she was the mother of some daughter or something, and she got put in prison for something. And she became depressed. So a devotee came, it's prison preaching, she came in and she told the lady, Indian lady, she told her, you must start doing 16 rounds. So she's simple, she started doing 16 rounds. Then that devotee came back and told her, just like Krishna was born in a prison, he took everyone out of prison, so you pray to Krishna to take you out of prison. So she started praying like that. And soon after she left her body. Because Krishna is very merciful. He knows what's our situation. He knows what's good for us. And maybe in that lady's case, maybe the daughter may have not helped her in her Krishna consciousness. He gave her a difficult time that she was praying to Krishna before that, please give me a way how I can come to you. So Krishna arranged it in that way that her situation, she achieved Krishna's mercy very quickly. And Krishna is very considerate with our situation. He feels our pain. And Prabhupada gives an example, just like a finger. If your finger is in pain, the whole body feels the pain. If your finger is cut off, there's no meaning to the finger. There's no meaning. So, at this point in time, we are cut off from Krishna. If we reconnect to Krishna, then our suffering finishes. And we become fully happy. So, the perfection of life is to be in devotee association. And you discuss Krishna consciousness with devotees. And that in itself is perfection. That's in Brihad Bhagavatamrita is given like that. The essence of devotional service is to discuss Krishna Katha with devotees. And just by doing that, you qualify yourself to go to the spiritual world. And in terms of becoming a devotee, we have so much ammunition behind us in terms of scriptures we can read, the philosophy we can discuss, and also festivals which come in. And he says in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Chaitanya Joy Vichar Chit Par Chamatkar, that Sri Krishna Chaitanya Doyakar Vichar Chit Chamatkar, that discussions of scriptures is important because that will strengthen our intelligence. In this way, we can go deep into our practice of Krishna consciousness. So, and actually, this time period we are in now, the level of austerity we have to do is not that much compared to in previous yugas. In previous yugas, austerity was much more. So in this time period, Prabhupada made it very simple. He said, you chant 16 rounds, you follow the 4 principles, no meat eating, intoxication, gamma, illicit sex, and you hear class regularly, you read my books 1 or 2 hours a day, and try and serve the devotees to the best of your ability. And come and see the deities. That's it. Very simple process. And it's a joyful process. There's no but there's a point here, Bala Bhushan, he makes an interesting point. He says, Krishna is an ocean of mercy and full of compassion. But those who don't have faith in Krishna, that he's an ocean of mercy and full of compassion, those people will find it difficult to surrender to Krishna. That's why Prabhupada, he made it easy for us. If we follow his method, then he made it easy for us to turn to Krishna. Because by reading about Krishna and understanding who Krishna is, our faith will become strong in Krishna. And then from that, surrender to Krishna become very easy. It's a bottom one, mother. Yeah, bottom one. That's yeah. Because Prabhupada gives him many points in concerning the marriage ceremony. Prabhupada gives many points about the marriage ceremony. He says, it's not like you should marry someone on someone's external liking. First thing, you have to do the matching with astrology. And the other thing is other thing is you have to make Krishna the center of your activity. Only then the marriage will have a good effect in terms of achieving perfection in spiritual life. Prabhupada says, as devotees, we should produce Krishna conscious children. So Prabhupada's method was like, if someone's going to have a child as a devotee, before having conception, he should do 50 rounds. So a great soul will take birth. So we can see from this how Krishna consciousness is science. And Prabhupada said, if you read Bhagavad Gita regularly, then you produce good progeny in the world. So the main thing about spiritual life is to understand you are not this body. The body is just a machine. You are spirit soul. You are part and parcel of Krishna. So, if we have that understanding, then everything becomes easy. It's like a mathematical sum. If you make the wrong calculation, whatever other calculation you make will become wrong after that. So same thing in spiritual life. We have to have the calculation correct. First you have to convince you are not the body. You are part and parcel of Krishna. And then from that, Yeah, then from that everything will become easy for us. Because Prabhupada says, he says in one of the Srimad Bhagavatam purpose, he mentions that the root cause of ignorance starts from when you identify with the body. So the beginning of spiritual life is to understand you're not the body. So we can see so I read a little excerpt from this story, from this Garuda Purana, to give you the vision on how in previous yugas people really understood this point, how the body is temporary. Lord Krishna said, O Garuda, listen attentively as I now tell you about 5 of my principal queens. There was a princess who in the previous creation was the daughter of Agni. As a young girl, she always desired to have Krishna as her husband. Her father, however, wanted her to marry one of the Pritas. The girl did not agree, and so her father said, "Oh, silly girl, why don't you marry according to my choice?" The girl replied, "My dear father, I can only think of marrying Lord Hari. There can be no other. Lord Hari is eternal, without birth and without death. In this world, a woman may become a widow. Indeed, I see all women as widows because their husbands are destined to die. I consider any woman who does not think of Lord Hari as a husband to be a widow. My dear, my dear father, except for Krishna, I shall not accept any husband, even if forced by misfortune. Anyone with a material body that produces bad odors from his 9 gates is not a suitable husband for me. For such a repulsive man, I have no love. Those women whose husbands are devotees of Lord Vishnu have received them as a result of pious activities performed in many births. Those whose husbands are not devotees of Lord Vishnu should give up their lives at once. If while giving up their bodies remember Lord Vishnu in his form as Lord Krishna, they do not incur sin of committing suicide. This is the statement of Shastra. Women should desert their husbands if they are not devotees of Lord Vishnu. Rare are the devotees of Lord Vishnu in the age of Kali. Rarely heard in this world are narrations of Lord's qualities and pastimes. Initiation into the worship of Lord Vishnu is very rarely achieved. Rarely attained is the association of devotees. Rare is the opportunity of circumambulating the deity of Lord Vishnu in the temple. Rarely attained is the inclination to chant the holy names of the Lord. Rarely achieved is the opportunity to touch the Shalagram Shila. Rarely achieved is the chance to see a pure devotee of the Lord. Rarely seen is a man with a faithful wife and noble sons. Rare is the sight of Ganga. My dear father, after considering all this, I do not wish for any husband than Lord Krishna. We can see that from this how in previous ages the mode of goodness was more prominent and people had more line of seeing things properly. Um, uh, but we are still fortunate if we take advantage of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, we follow his teachings, and we take the association of devotees very seriously. We chant 16 rounds every day. We read Prabhupada's books and keep with devotees. then the outside Maya will not affect us. And the path of Krishna consciousness is joyful. Srila Prabhupada was asked by one reporter one time that you're practicing this Krishna consciousness, but say at the time of death you don't go to Krishna, what's going to... So Prabhupada said, at least it's a joyful process, it's a nice process. Prabhupada put the question to him, but say if Krishna is there, what are you going to do? So this is the thing. Any questions, comments?
When you said about non-devotees going in front of the deities to get married, it's not acceptable. Did you say Prabhupada said it's not acceptable?
I didn't hear. Come closer.
Sit on the floor. I think you said something about non-devotee going to get married in front of deities. That it wasn't, what should I say, acceptable?
No, I said Prabhupada said, if you follow Prabhupada's teachings,
Yeah,
Prabhupada said only devotees should get married in front of deities.
they should.
Only devotees.
Only devotees.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought, yeah, because he said everybody's acceptable, and I just wondered if that could be a turning point for people if they go non-devotees.
No,
It wouldn't.
no, it doesn't go like that. Anything you do in front of deities, there's you have to have strict vows.
Yeah.
You can't.
Be pure devotee to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
it's not.
And do people do that? They come and.
No, but I'm saying we follow Prabhupada's teachings. He
Well,
see.
I saw a couple coming the other day, and they sat and the whole thing, it wasn't a wedding here, but they came from somewhere.
No, that's different. That's
Is
different.
that different?
That's a different thing. But getting married in front of deities,
Ah, yeah.
that's different.
Doing the whole procession.
Yeah, yeah, it's something.
That's probably why they do it in the.
Yeah, now it's separate.
Yeah.
This is the point I was making.
Yeah.
And Prabhupada gave certain guidelines how they should get their own priest, do it in a separate hall like that. Devotee marriage is different. It's because they're following principles. It's different.
But you also said something about if you just chant and do the principles and attend lectures, that's enough?
Yeah, enough.
Yes, I like that.
Enough, yeah.
Because there's so many rituals. There are many rituals. I don't think in the material world we can fulfill it every day, all day. You know what I mean? It's many rituals.
Yeah,
10 of this, 20 of this, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And sometimes you can't even remember it. So yeah, I think it's good that chanting is one of the top things.
Yeah,
And being kind to each other,
yeah.
recognize other people and maybe value them. And kindness doesn't cost anything.
See, the thing is, just being nice doesn't take you back to Godhead.
No.
You have to follow Krishna's instructions.
You do something.
You follow Krishna's instructions, everything becomes easy. It's simple. Like Prabhupada gave it in a very straight way. He says, state laws. It doesn't matter who you are. If you break the law, you get punished.
But if you're doing kindness to the Lord, it's because you're showing gratitude for.
So in the same way, God's laws are very strict. If you follow God's laws properly, then you're safe. You have nothing to worry. That's the point I'm making. If one breaks God's laws, then the suffering will come in some way.
And you say genuine.
Yeah, you get some yeah. So individually, we have to be sincere. That's it.
Yeah, totally.
The Shastra is there, the devotees are there, the spiritual masters are there to guide us. So we have nothing to worry. We just have to follow. Yeah. And then everything becomes easy.
Yeah, when you, in fact, you don't have to be looking for results. You just, you feel happy, and you see happiness when things happen. So that is the proof, isn't it?
Yeah, like that. You just
And
follow the process. You feel happy, joyful.
yes,
That's it.
the joyful, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Very well. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So tomorrow they follow the 18 chapter they go again, yeah?
Yeah, 18 everyday Bhagavad Gita class.
Yes, so one chapter.
Yeah.
I mean one verse at a time
Yeah.
till they finish. And nearly finished for the marathon.
Yeah.
18 chapter is a long chapter, isn't it? 78 verses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's mommy and Billy? Oh, all right. Whoop. Hi, Gugu. Hi, Nana. Really? Shuna, Shuna. Baba, Shuna. Really? Really? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. You want to do things? Come.
Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chander Aroti Koshoba. Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Lobha. Vadakinanitai chan Bame Gadadar. Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradar. Bose Yashe Gorachan Ratna Simhasane. Arati Karena Brahma Adi Devagane. Narahari Adi Kori Samaradulai. Sanjaya Mukunda Shari Gai. Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karata Madhuramridanga Bhaje Paramarasala Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Haribol 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 Itagora Haribol Kiva Bahu Kori Chandra Jini Varna Ujala Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujala Kala Deshe Banamala Kore Jalamala Kala Deshe Banamala Kore Jalamala Shiva Sukhanarada Preme Gada Gada Shiva Sukhanarada Preme Gada Gada Vakate Vinoda Deke Varara Sampada Vakate Vinoda Deke Varara Sampada Gaurangirarotik Shobha Jagajana Manaloba Gaurangirarotik Shobha Jagajana Manaloba Haribol, 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 Itagora Haribol. Itagora Haribol, 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 Itagora Haribol. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatade Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Nithagura Hare Bol. Nithagura Hare Bol, Nithagura Hare Bol. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Astutar Satat. His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Astutar Satat. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki. Namacharya Shirhadasta Thakur Ki. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki. Rajabhumi Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Gangamaya Jamuna Devi Ki. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki. Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ki. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Ki. Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Marathon Ki. All girls assembled devotees, all girls assembled devotees, all girls assembled devotees, all girls Shri Guru Shri Guru Guru Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, if you can ask everyone to please sit down in the last few minutes of Aarti. Shri Narasimhadev Bhagwan Ki Jai. Let's sing together. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Daine. Hiranyaka Shipur Vakshaha. Yato yato yami tato na singha. Baher na singha, hridaye na singha. Baher na singha, hridaye na singha. Baher na singha, hridaye. Sharanam Prapade Tava Karakamalabare Nakham Adhuta Sindham Dalita Hiranyakashipur Tanu Vrindham Keshavadita Nara Hare Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Narasimhadev Radha Gokulananda Bhagwan Ki Jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ji Ki Jai Gauranitai Ki Jai Om Jai Nara Hari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jaya Narasimhadev 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 Jai Narasimhadev 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 Jai Narasimhadev
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Sarva Vigna Vinashak Narasimha Deva Bhagwan ki Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai Nitaya Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for coming for today evening's Gaura Aarti. If you're leaving, there is prasad being served next door. Please do have some prasad before you go. The next Aarti, if you are staying, is at 9 o'clock. So we will be able to get darshan at 9. But otherwise, please have a safe journey home. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.